Hi, my name is Lukas Kendall, and this is a general introduction to me. I am a middle-aged white guy with a wife and kids in the suburbs of Los Angeles. I know people are looking for diversity right now, so let me tell you about my impoverished background as the son of a doctor on Martha's Vineyard. The vineyard's a tourist trap in the summer, but in the winter, especially back then, it was just like any other freezing New England town. The local hobbies are adultery and alcoholism. So I became totally immersed in movies and television and comic books and my own imagination, which was much better than getting wedgies from my classmates, although fortunately I was not harassed for being Jewish because most of them didn't know what that was. In high school, I was profoundly sad because my parents got divorced, and I think to distract myself, I started a magazine about one of my favorite aspects of movies that back at the time was almost impossible to learn about, which was the music. This was before soundtracks were cool, before the internet became a thing, so I had to mimeograph a hard copy newsletter and mail it out to a few dozen pen pals and a few hundred subscribers and then a few thousand. It was called Film Score Monthly, and I literally did it out of high school and then my dorm room at Amherst College. I got to meet and interview my favorite composers and visit LA and have great experiences at recording sessions. I can honestly say I breathed the secondhand cigarette smoke of every major Hollywood film composer of the 1990s. After college, my mom said, "You're leaving, right?" So I did. I moved to Los Angeles and I added a record label to the magazine where I licensed the rights to classic movie and TV soundtracks to release hundreds of CDs for the collector's market. Everything from Star Trek to Superman to James Bond and hundreds of obscure classics. It was terrific fun. But I always knew I wanted to make movies, so I started to write screenplays. I probably spent 10 years writing the world's worst screenplays, but I learned the craft and I got a mentor, my friend Robert Nathan, who's a novelist and a showrunner for Dick Wolf. Robert and I wrote a few scripts together, and one was so intriguing to us that we made it ourselves. It's called Lucky Bastard. We wrote and produced it together, and Robert directed. It's a sweet family film. I'm kidding, it's a found footage movie about a porn shoot that goes horribly wrong. It's actually about a crazy murderous incel before the word incel was even coined. For us, it's an art film, so we got it rated, and it's actually one of the handful of movies ever made that's rated NC-17. A true story. We showed Lucky Bastard to the sales division of a major agency, and they watched it, and then they said, "It's very interesting, and we cannot represent this movie." And we're like, "Oh, why not?" And I knew it was over. And to my credit, I said, "We've got a great plan to market it through churches." After this, Robert and I wrote a sci-fi TV pilot called Game, about a virtual reality game world, which was optioned by STX Television, but unfortunately went on the market right after a bunch of similar projects, so it didn't go, but it's a great script and I love for people to read it. Around this time, a miracle happened, and I don't use that word lightly. My wife and I met each other pretty late, and we were basically infertile. The IVF doctor said to us, "Okay, I'll try it one more time for you nice people, then you got to do something else." And on the very last attempt, the very last viable embryo we were ever going to make, we got identical twin girls. I'm actually not faking this. I can't act, but when I think about it, it makes me very, very happy. Back to my precious career. Based on the STX deal, I got a manager initially at Lotus Management, which didn't last very long because the company fell apart. But at the time, I had a low-budget sci-fi feature script that I wanted to direct myself because it's mostly on a single set, a spaceship where two characters are fighting for their lives in a space war in the distant future. So my new managers gave me the bad news that because I was nobody and had never directed anything, if I was going to direct this movie myself, I would have to make a proof of concept and I would have to pay for it. So it took a while, but finally I said, all right, I'm not going to grow old and never try to do what I want to do and live my dreams. So I did an Indiegogo campaign and I raised $31,000. And we made the proof of concept and got it distributed by the Dust Channel for Sci-Fi Shorts. Skyfighter is a tribute to sci-fi from the 1980s because, like every creative person in the world, I'm obsessively trying to fill the empty spot in my heart from when I was 9 and didn't know how to give or receive love. It's really a relationship movie. It's a marriage between these two characters. We had two terrific actors, and I told them the best special effect in this movie is going to be your face and your face. The shorts clocked over 2 million views online, which is not easy for a short, but what I'm really proud of is they told me it has one of the highest watch-through rates on their platform. You know what we just had? We just had a time jump, like that Galactica episode. It's now 2 years later. I made that bio 2 years ago, and now I'm adding on to it because what happened was the pandemic, and what happened to me was a ton of rejection. So I had to pull everything off the market and rewrite it, and I did, and now I'm back. What I learned is the important thing in Hollywood is the third-party endorsement. Like if a celebrity recommends your script, or you won a screenplay contest, or you got an aid on the Blacklist website, which I actually did but nobody cared, then I realized, why try to win an endorsement when I can just buy one? So I headed on over to Cameo, and let me tell you, it's an embarrassment of riches. How about Houston Astros baseball star Alex Bregman? He's Jewish. Nikki DeBoer from Star Trek Deep Space Nine? I used to see her at the Whole Foods in Glendale. And then it hit me. Who would really move the needle and record anything you asked her to? I give you the former governor of Alaska and vice presidential candidate, Sarah Palin.
This is Sarah Palin up in Alaska. Hey, I get the honor of just taking a second to shout you out.
No, I did not pay money to Sarah Palin. But if you thought I did, I gotcha, because I'm an entertainer. Goodbye, folks. Thanks for watching.